Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalists, and this is Kamala Harris, Vice President of the United States of America.
Hey everyone. Good morning. And to all the young leaders who are here, and the youngish leaders, good morning to all of you. Good morning, my dear. Good morning. Good morning. I'm here because of you, by the way. I'm here because of all of our young leaders who are here. It is you who has motivated the work that we are doing that is demonstrated by these beautiful yellow school buses. And so I'm just so happy to be with all of you, and to the governor, the senator, our administrator, Regan, to all of you, thank you for your leadership. Mayor, thank you for the warm welcome. So here's the thing. Who doesn't love a yellow school bus, right? Can you raise your hand if you love a yellow school bus, right? Just, there's something about the, and most of us, many of us went to school on the yellow school bus, right? And it's part of our experience growing up. It's part of, a nostalgia and a memory of the excitement and joy of going to school, to be with your favorite teacher, to be with your best friends, and to learn. The school bus takes us there. And in America today, 25 million children a day go to school.
Yeah, they go to school in yellow school buses. The school is where you learn, and the yellow school bus took you there. This is more of the same. It is it causes brain damage. I mean, if you keep listening to this woman, this is the Vice President of the United States. The President of the United States is a man that is barely there. He has such a cognitive decline that he sometimes doesn't even know where he is. It's painfully obvious. And this woman, I mean, we can see a lot of things about Kamala Harris, none of them very flattering, but she hasn't got that age. This is her maybe at her best, is it? And you have to ask yourself, how is it that you end up with these politicians? How is it that this woman becomes the vice president of your country? How is it that Joe Biden ends up as president of the country? Let's listen for a little bit more, but not too much. This just hurts a lot.
School on the yellow school bus. 25 million children a day. And today, 95% of our school buses are fueled with diesel fuel, which contributes to very serious conditions that are about health and about the ability to learn. So when I think about...
So I assume she drank a lot of diesel in her youth. Kamala Harris would have breakfast with diesel or just suck on the exhaust pipe of the truck. I don't even know what she's talking about. She's talking about what? Pollution? Really? Doesn't she know that it's one of the more efficient fuels you can run in any vehicle? Diesel? Does she really think that an electric truck pollutes less than a diesel truck? She has no understanding of how much energy is used to create the electricity that then ends up in the bus. It's one of the least efficient ways of transportation. You create electricity, you charge a damn giant battery which pollutes like you wouldn't imagine. The giant battery in an electric school bus is horrible for the environment by any stretch of the imagination. The most inefficient way in which you can move around is having a big ass electric truck. Compared to a diesel truck that is pure energy, is one of the more efficient ways of using that fuel. I mean, of course, this is way too much to ask for a woman this limited. She has the intellectual capacity of a peanut. But, this goes on. And we are at one of the more complicated moments of modern times. We're seeing a massive economic problem all across the world. We're seeing a terrible war unfolding. We're seeing some of the more complicated times we can think of in recent history. And these are the leaders you have in the most powerful country in the world, the United States of America. This woman that is like a little child, like a little very limited, poor little child, mentioning time and again about yellow school buses, like someone that just saw something shiny, because it's yellow, so she can't think of much else. And yes, it takes you to school. The school bus. Oh, sorry, the yellow school bus takes you to school. And that's where you learn things. Guys, we have to be a little bit honest here in terms of the politicians we have. Where is it that they come from? They come from our own societies. If I look at the politicians that come from my country, some of the more corrupt, criminal gang of delinquents you can imagine, yes, that comes from the Argentine populations. Any country has bad apples, criminals, corrupt people. Yes, every single country has those. Not all countries have a society by which those people end up having increasingly positions of power and keep on climbing that ladder and achieving the highest office in the land, like in the case of being the president or even the vice president of the country. So we have to own up to that. We have to accept our failures in terms of this is really what our society has to offer, because it's not the same everywhere. And yes, no one can look and point fingers and laugh at one another, especially not these days. Count your blessings if you have someone that you're not ashamed of in office right now. It's not often the case. But you know what? You have certain standards. You have kind of something that resembles your society. And I mean it, even if you're going left, right, more conservative, more liberal, within whatever spectrum you have. And yes, some countries have a spectrum that's more left-leaning and some are more right-leaning. And it really depends on exactly what idea or what definition you have in terms of what is left or right or conservative or not. So all of these things have quite a bit of variation. Now, in some countries, you see clearly that the politicians are a clear reflection of how decadent the society has become, how decadent the population of that country has become. In other countries, you see, a little bit of a commie there, okay, yeah, but it somewhat resembles someone that's not completely stupid, not an idiotic person that you're ashamed of directly. This is what you have right now. And it is concerning. This woman was the vice president of the United States. Joe Biden, which is a man that is barely there with an extremely serious cognitive decline, that you sometimes wonder, who is really running things? I mean, it's definitely not this woman. It's definitely not Joe Biden. Who is it then? Who is making these decisions? The people behind them, the people managing them, the other politicians? Is it the deep state? Is it the elite that has more of the wealth and actually puts these people in place as little puppets for them to move around and shove up their hands and make them say whatever idiotic thing they want to say at that moment? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I though can tell you I'm pretty worried because it's not the United States. You see many politicians that are, the moment in which we are now, we need courageous, smart people, and there's a shortage of that very clearly all around. So yeah, that's it. It's pretty concerning, folks. Prepare while you still can, as I said in the previous video. If you don't realize it already, if you don't see it with your own eyes, time is running up, and we are getting to that moment in which, if you haven't prepared already, you may be out of luck. You may be in that position where it's just too late. I talked in previous video about the situation in Canada where they banned handguns for all Canadians. Banned buying and selling of handguns, and confiscation is just this close. And it can happen pretty much anywhere at this point. I don't think you can safely sit anywhere. Specific states may be more vulnerable than others, but this is just one part. If you look at the other parts of preparedness that I talk about so much in my channel all the time, by the way, do get my books, as I say in every one of my videos, especially these ones, Surviving the Economic Collapse, based on my experience in Argentina. You want to get this, giving everything that you see going on right now, and the other one I always talk about is street survival skills. get the book, get the books, watch the videos. The book's really going to be a faster way of going through some of the essentials that you definitely should be taking care of as of right now. Don't wait anymore. Don't wait in terms of getting your guns. Don't wait in terms of acquiring the tools and supplies you need, because time is running out. We are getting to that point where everything we do is getting harder. We are restricted more and more each passing day. The opportunities we have are less. The movement room that we have so as to make our plans and adjust and have different strategies is getting smaller and smaller. I talk many times about getting your papers in order, getting your a second citizenship, passports. Make these networks that would allow you to make some of the tougher decisions. Hopefully you never have to use them. Hopefully you never have to do any of these tough calls, but time is running out. So I hope you have been preparing, and if not, get to it right away. See you on our next video, folks. Take care.